All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai Bashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS who rule well, and also honor and salutations to those of you who are of the hopeful elect and are out there teaching the word of sincerity and truth. All right, so today I wanted to talk about um, something I had seen on the news last night. I was sitting there watching the news, or was watching me. Sometimes you have the news on and it's kind of background noise. But I guess there was an interview with somebody was interviewing Donald Trump, and he got questioned about this group called QAnon, and I honestly had never heard about this QAnon group, um, and so I kind of turned and looked at my mother. I was like, what did they say? She was like, I don't know, QAnon or something. So I googled it real quick, and I guess they're a conspiracy theorist group, um, um, that is kind of hell bent on uh, exposing pedophilia, the pedophilia rings that have been being discovered as of late. And one thing that I find that's funny is that they blame it solely on like Democrats. We had this shit come up who was talking about, oh, that was the Democrats, that was the Democrats, the Republicans did this and the Republicans did that, as though uh, the two parties are separate in their beliefs, and we can get into all of that, um, how the illusion of choice is put in front of you. But I've been looking at all these different videos and articles about the type of stuff that they expose this QAnon group, and I haven't like done that. I realized like in a while, like I remember like when you first come into the truth, you looking up all of these conspiracy theories about Satanism and the occult and all of this stuff, and I was like, damn, this shit is. I forgot how eerie it makes you feel. So Uh, so a couple things, right? One is hold on one second, let me write this down. Slovakia, bear with me for a second. I just want to forget this stuff. So there's a couple of different things um that was said on the news last night. They were playing like snippets of different things that I guess these people from this QAnon group say. And this one guy. They showed this one guy who was like a protester or something like that. He came up on the screen and he said he went real close to the camera. He said, "We're getting ready to take our country back, and it's going to be biblical." And I started cracking up laughing, man. And I said, it's damn sure gonna be biblical, but I don't know about you taking your country back. I don't know about that part. Because America's is on the brink of its demise. There's no turning back um, from what we see here, um, with America. Matter of fact, let me see if I have this pulled up yet. Or let me see if this ain't it. All right, I'll go to it right here. Let me just go to what is that? Yeah, this is Isaiah 47:1. It says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for or thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate." Now, I didn't plan on I guess I wasn't as thorough as I could have been. But if my memory serves me correctly, the Chaldeans were like, I mean, you know what? Let's do this before I say this. Yeah. So if you go into Chaldeans, if my memory serves me correctly, um, the Chaldeans were like the priesthood of ancient Babylon, right? And what's interesting about me reading that is because these QAnon folks, man, they well, I mean, I don't know, I can't put this specifically on QAnon, but I went down the rabbit hole, as they say, and a bunch of different things were coming up about pedophilia and child sacrifice and witchcraft and all of that stuff. And what's interesting about that is when you read this in Isaiah 47, it mentions um, the virgin daughter of Babylon, but it also talks about the Chaldeans, which is again was the priesthood of ancient Babylon, and there's no different from that now, where there's an occult priesthood of Esau too, right? Because we got to remember that he took on all of those uh, wicked dealings of the other nations, right? The heathen nations, and kind of melted them all together for his own power and his own sake, right? So I thought that was interesting. Again, I didn't plan on going into that, but I feel like it fits with the rest of the details I have here. So it says, "For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate." It says, "Take the millstones." It's like it says, "Take the millstones and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers." Right? And here's the point that I wanted to read. It says, "Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man." Right? So that nakedness shall be uncovered, and that's what's happening, man. What's happening is America's wickedness is being uncovered. Do I have that pulled up? I do. Well, because what I wanted to say was, I was watching one of these videos. I think I closed it. I couldn't see it before I started, but it said, why all of a sudden is all of this pedophilia? I keep saying pedophile. This pedophilia being revealed, like seemingly all of a sudden. Why is there a big thing around it? And it's because of this. There would come a time where all of these things had to be shown, where the world had to see the wickedness of America, man. The world had to see it, and through the spirit, right, of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai putting the spirit on the men of the Lord to go out on the highways and byways and put that vibration out there of the wickedness of America. Now that vibration has spread, right, and everybody's blowing the whistle, right? Because I remember, like my journey in the truth, I'm sure wasn't unique, right? In that I had well I was doing a lot of I had my first computer before I got to the truth. I didn't have a computer until I think it was, I want to say, summer of 2007. I had maybe even before that, maybe even before that. Yeah, I would say it was probably February March of 2007. And the reason why I remember that is because I used my tax money to buy the computer. And I went to Best Buy. Me and my ex-wife at the time, we went to Best Buy, bought that computer, and I set it up. And I had a little business going on, little one of them network marketing online businesses. So I was doing a lot of research. But in my research, all I could find was like occult shit popping up, and I don't know. Or of course, it was the spirit that led me to it. But what I wanted to say was, I don't know what it was I was typing that made those types of things come up. But like these QAnon guys, they use this phrase, the rabbit hole goes deep, or follow the rabbit or whatever, which basically means dig and do some research. And it's very true, man. You can start with one thing and end up doing something completely different. You by the time you're done, you're like, damn, I don't even remember what I was starting with, because you start going down again, going down the rabbit hole, right? Um, so that was what I was finding in the beginning. All of that witchcraft and wickedness, and that's what kind of it scared me, man. It scared me. I ain't gonna lie. I was out here. I was going to work, and this dude I was working with, I was telling him about all this stuff. He said, "Listen, man, you gonna fall into a state of depression if you don't stop looking at this stuff." He said, "You're gonna be fine." And he was right, man. Shortly after that, I started watching the Elder Apostles, and I forgot about all those things, right? Or at least or I stopped being afraid of those things. I didn't forget about them, but I had a more complete understanding of those things, due to the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, showing us the alternative of it, right? So that expose, right, this expose that's happening has to be the wickedness that has been perpetuated, um, by the seed of America, but throughout all the world, because Esau is ruling the world. He just rules from here in America, right? But I wanted to go here. This is Revelation 18. It says, I'm going to start at 4. It says, "And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues," right? It says, "For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High have remembered her iniquities," right? So those sins and those iniquities, every time I read this scripture, to visualize it, I think of sins, right, as like an object, and they're being stacked one upon another, and it makes this big tower that reaches unto heaven, man. And America has to pay. And let me say it this way: Esau has to pay for the wickedness that he's perpetuated, man. He has to pay for that, right? So it is going to be biblical, right? But that biblical revelation, if you will, right? That outcome is going to be the demise of America, not the regaining of it, not its lift up into prominence. America has to be destroyed. There's a lot of wickedness that goes on in this country and in this world in the hands of Esau, man, and it has to be taken out. I wanted to go to, what do I got pulled up over here? Yeah, so I was watching this video right here, and this guy was talking about how Macaulay Culkin had exposed it and talked about the red leather shoes that Esau be wearing are it's made of human flesh. The skin, I mean the leather is made of human skin, man, right? So what I found interesting was I went to which one is it? I went to this video right here, and I had started watching this one, and I was gonna play it, but let me do this. Yeah, this is the one that was asking Trump about this QAnon shit. I'm gonna play up to here, right? If you can bear with me for a minute and 39 seconds, because the point I wanted to get to was how Anderson Cooper was real oh yeah, imagine that, kind of trying to, just tongue in cheek, trying to make the ideas and thoughts of these people that are calling themselves QAnon seem like they're far-fetched, right? This is what media is for. Media, like when I was doing a Google search about this Macaulay Culkin thing, because that's what has kind of sparked my memory when I heard about the pedophile. I was like, oh, Macaulay Culkin has said something. Let me Google it. And and you know how Google is, where it gives you a couple of different articles on that first page. And pretty much, most times you can find what you're looking for within those first two searches. And what I mean, not I mean those first two pages of the search, right? And maybe and most times in the first two choices that they pull up on that first page. But what I noticed was the first five or six searches said, "Oh, what Macaulay Culkin said was a lie," or Macaulay Culkin's representatives came out and said that this is not even true, blase, blase, right? But when I was watching this other video here from over here, was this one right here. This guy played a video from another guy. He was reading the article that came from France, which was a radio interview that Macaulay Culkin had. That he had a radio interview he had where he said it right, and he said that in France there was a bunch of articles and publications that came out from the comment that Macaulay Culkin made that hours later were all wiped off the internet, right? I mean, and we know what that means, and we know how Esau gets down, and really that's what they're doing with YouTube, right? I forget who it was. It was somebody posted on the group chat how I think I mentioned this in the last show how they're gonna start removing any video that has anything to do with the microchip and anything that has to do with coronavirus. If they deem it misinformation, they're gonna take it down, man. So that this is their modus operandi. This is what they do whenever they're being exposed, like it says in Isaiah 47. They either put a smear campaign on the person who's exposing it, right? Or um, they put out counter articles to kind of make you sad. Because I remember, like I said, when I was first getting into all of that occult stuff and looking at the wickedness of America, there was a lot of stuff that I saw about Jay-Z and Freemasons and all of that stuff, and I couldn't believe it, and at first didn't want to believe it. So anytime I saw something that was contrary to saying that, and they would be like, "Oh, this is all bullshit," I was like, "Yeah, yeah, 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 that's probably bullshit," and it comforted me to say, "Yeah, it was bullshit." And this is what Anderson Cooper's face that he makes in this clip is about, to be that opposition, to make people go, "Oh, yeah, yeah, that's probably bullshit," to kind of lull you back to sleep, right? But I want to show you something about this guy, Anderson Cooper. So let me play this. I'm gonna play this from the beginning so that you can have some context, and then I want to talk about this guy.
Let me ask you about QAnon. It is this theory that Democrats are a satanic pedophile ring and that you are the savior of that. Now, can you just once and for all state that that is completely not true?
And my thing is this, right? Why is that your desire for him to say that that's not true? And why is it? Because right, he's not the leader. Well, you know what? I'm not gonna defend Trump. I don't know what the fuck he got involved with this shit. But I'll say this, like, as if you're interviewing the president, why does that matter, right? Why does he have to denounce that? If you know what I mean? If my thing is this, I always say this about like on a smaller level, of course, right? But any kind of gossip, right? If there's something being said about you, let it be said. Because if it's not true, it's gonna die out. I always say that. I always say that. I always tell my friends. I tell my I say friends, my coworkers. I tell my wife. I said, look, people gonna say what they're gonna say. Is it true? Well, no. Well, it's not. All right. So why you getting mad? It's not true, and eventually it's gonna die out, right? And when you pay attention to it, it does two things. It gives it legitimacy, right? When you pay attention to it, and the second thing it does, it makes you look guilty. It makes you look guilty. So leave it alone. If it's not true, right? If it's not true, then it should be valueless, right? So why are you even asking this question?
Disavow QAnon in its entirety?
I know nothing about QAnon.
I just told you.
I know very little. You told me, but what you tell me doesn't necessarily make it fact. I hate to say that. I know nothing about it. I do know.
You see, they got the nigga woman back here. They got the nigga woman back here shaking her head. Oh, this is witchcraft, man. This is witchcraft. People watch this, and this is probably exactly what was on when I was watching the news. But um, all of this is witchcraft, man. This is witchcraft. That's what these Edomites use the media for, to cast spells on people, man. Look at the nigga. You can't see her quite, right? But you know it's the nigga woman. It's a silhouette of the nigga woman, right? Got this goddamn weave on, and she's shaking her head and sassing. What the, you know? All right, let me I'm
Oh,
getting
they
into
are
it.
very much against pedophilia. They fight it very hard, but I know nothing
They
about it.
believe it is a
If you'd like
satanic
me
cult
to
run by the deep
study the
state.
subject,
So I don't know what state runs it. I just know Edomites run it. They are pedophiles, and there's no mistaking it, man. There's no mistaking it. The Lord has allowed that thing to be exposed. The Bohemian Grove, um, the Bilderberg Group, and all of these different things that Esau has, these secret societies, these secret meetings, and these secret sacrifices. The Lord has allowed all that to be exposed, man, and it's being brought down.
I'll tell you what I do know about. I know about Antifa, and I know about the radical left, and I know how violent they are and how vicious they are, and I know how they're burning down cities run by Democrats, not run by
Republican
Republicans.
Senator Ben Sass said, quote, QAnon is nuts and real leaders call conspiracy theories conspiracy theories.
He may be
Why not
right.
just say it's
Can I be
crazy and
honest?
not true?
He may be right. I just don't know about QAnon. Why are you asking Joe Biden questions about why doesn't he condemn Antifa? Why does he say it doesn't exist?
Because you're here before
Antifa,
me.
no, she's so cute.
Well, just as a reminder,
Now, here comes Anderson Cooper, and he's gonna do his part in deflecting. Right? Check him out.
QAnon is not all about stopping pedophilia. It's all about falsely accusing people of pedophilia. That and accusing Democrats and well-known actors and artists of being Satan worshipers who drink the blood of children.
Now,
Together, they all get together and
now,
have parties where they do that, apparently,
yeah,
according to QAnon.
fantastic, great,
There is crossover between QAnon.
right? So this guy, of course, tongue in cheek, right? Oh, falsely accusing people and blase, blase, right? So in this video, this guy mentions about typing in Google Anderson Cooper and his man and his mom and his brother, right? So I did that. Let me see what this picture's about. And what he did when this picture came up. So this is Cooper's mom, who's a Vanderbilt, right? And as a matter of fact, we should do that, man. I don't mean to get derailed, but the Vanderbilts was big in this area. In this area, you got Newport, Rhode Island, and all of these areas. They had these summer homes. I think I want to say the name is Bellevue Avenue of the road where all these mansions that the Vanderbilts owned were on, right? And she's of this ilk, right? And if you know anything about the Vanderbilts, they're one of the elite family, one of the rich families of American history or in world history even. But anyway, you had this picture. This is Anderson Cooper and his brother. I don't know which is which, but this is their mother here, right? But if you look at this little thing in the background here, and you zoom in on it, and I hope you can see this. God damn it! Bear with me for a second. Oh boy. So when you zoom in on it, look at this, man. What is this? What is this? Okay. Now this looks to me, right, like some type of witch, right? Black robe, right? I don't know what this is. Now this looked like a just a head sitting there, right? Somebody got cut off, and lo and behold, what you got in there? A bloody kid being sacrificed inside of a goddamn box. And look at his mother. She looked like a goddamn Wiccan. Look at her. That's probably her. You see? So of course he would deflect. His mother was a goddamn witch. His mother was a goddamn child sacrificer. You see? So they all mixed in with this horse shit, man. This garbage. See what else is over here. Anderson Cooper welcomes a son, and he's a homo. So of course you gonna deflect. Mother was a goddamn Wiccan. See what's on this necklace here. Probably some demonic shit. I don't know what this shit is. It's probably demonic though. You see? This gotta be Anderson Cooper, this one. Funny shaped head, nigga. All right, so yeah, I wanted to mention that, man. Now this whole child sacrifice thing is not new, right? So I wanted to read this in Let me see what else I got over here. I'll read that in a second. I'll read that in a second. All right, so let me go here. So this is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, and what this chapter is speaking to is the influence that um, how worshiping idols turn people to wickedness, right? And because with the idol, right, there's no consequence. It doesn't breathe, it doesn't see, right? So if you worship that as your god, what is it going to do? It's going to cause you to be wicked because you don't have anyone to answer to, right? So it talks about how kings started wanting to be made as gods and idols, right? And these are the types of things that were being done, right? So this is Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 20. It says, and so the multitude, allured by the grace of the work, took him now for a god, which a little before was but honored. And this was an occasion to deceive the world. For men serving either calamity or tyranny did ascribe unto stones and stocks the incommunicable name, right? So again, they're putting the name of God on these stones and stocks of wood, these idols, right? It says, moreover, this was not enough for them, that they erred in the knowledge of the Most High, but whereas they lived in the great war of ignorance, those so great plagues called they peace. Mm, mm. For whilst they slew their children in sacrifices, or used secret ceremonies, or made revelings of strange rites, right? They kept neither lives nor marriages any longer undefiled, but either one slew another traitorously, or grieved him by adultery, so that there reigned in all men without exception blood, manslaughter, theft, and dissimulation, corruption, unfaithfulness, tumults, perjury, disquieting of good men, forgetfulness of good turns, defiling of souls, changing of kind, disorder in marriages, adultery, and shameless uncleanness. For the worshipping of idols not to be named is the beginning, the cause, and the end of all evil. You see? You see? So you see this blood, manslaughter. This is what they've been doing. It's not new on the earth, right? So when you mention that it's going to be biblical, what's going to be biblical is America's demise. That's what's going to be of biblical proportions, as they say. The demise of this place. There's not going to be a continuation of that wickedness. The Heavenly Father is not going to let it happen, right? And this is why I have this pulled up in Isaiah. This is Isaiah 13 and 19. It says, in Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees, there that goes again, excellency, shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, right? So there's two reasons why the Heavenly Father linked this modern day Babylon with Sodom and Gomorrah. One, the heavy amount of sexual wickedness, right? And then second, how he completely wiped it out. You see? So it says, it shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. This is how you know it's not talking about ancient Babylon, because ancient Babylon, which is modern day Iraq, is now being dwelt in, right? It says, neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there, but wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there. And the wild beasts of the islands shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant places. And her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. You see? So this place ain't gonna continue. Anytime you heard about the end of America in the scriptures, right? Or let me say the coming of the new world, you hear about the end of America first, or this last great powerful kingdom, right? So that's it, man. That's all I got for now. Hopefully that was edifying. I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai Bashem Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS who rule well. Honor and salutations to the hopeful elect, and with that, I say Shalom.